A long time we've been talking about digitizing the big book, the station diary, but now we have transitioned to a fully digital system. So whatever is typed in here is available for the entire police force right across the island to see. So if the police in Olympic Gardens received a report about, someone who committed a crime and it is logged here, that report is rolled up into the central database, and other police divisions can see and say, but we have a similar report here, and so you can begin to draw parallels. So this is the book of life. This St. Peter used to write in this book. So now we have transitioned from that to the computer. That is what we mean when we say we are integrating technology into the force.
I'm doing it right.
Very good.
Hello guys, and welcome back again to another interesting video. It's me, the Black Beauty TV. If you are new to my channel, kindly subscribe and be part of the Black Beauty TV. If you have not liked this video, what are you still waiting for? Kindly like the video as we move ahead. Yes, today again we are still in Jamaica. Hey, Jamaica, our home. Yesterday I posted a video. Let me be serious. I posted a video about the development that is about to happen in Jamaica. About the estate, the business that they are bringing to Jamaica, about the luxury places for, tourists or for the Jamaicans. And someone dropped a comment that I asked myself. I said, thank God somebody even replied the person and said, you are speaking for yourself, not for all of us. And it's the truth. Listen to what this person said. The person said, listen, we love Jamaican music. We love Jamaican music, but we don't want to be there. Lambruski, Lambrusco. Lambruski, Lambrusco. There were a lot of beautiful comments about Jamaica, but there's something I really want to correct some people. There are also comments that says a lot of bad things about Jamaica, like they have sex stories whatsoever, they have insecurity and all that. The truth is that there is no country on earth that is perfect. That's the one thing we have to know. Yes, maybe other countries is extreme, but the truth is that even this Germany that I'm sitting, there is crime in one way or the other. So there's no country on earth that is perfect. And this comment which says that we love Jamaican music, but we don't want to be there. Who are the we? Because there are a lot of people like us that we really want to be there in Jamaica. That is the reality. It's just like saying I love somebody's mother, but I hate the child. Or loving somebody's child and hating the parents. Does it work like that? You can't love Jamaican music but dislike Jamaicans. You cannot love Jamaican music and want to not to be in Jamaica. Does it work like that? No. Whether you like it or not, you love Jamaican music, you automatically love Jamaica. And one day you're going to find yourself in Jamaica. So speak for yourself, because some of us were already trying to get our ticket to go to Jamaica. You understand how the thing go? So I don't know, I don't know. That's why I said if I'm making this video about Jamaica, I even wanted to talk about, but today, guys, honestly speaking, I'm still on Jamaica. I really wanted to talk about, there's something that happened in Guyana about a little girl called Adriana, if I'm not mistaken. Something very bad happened, but I think I'm going to find time and really look into it before making video about that. But for now, after my video and people were talking about the insecurity in Jamaica, we have also a lot of insecurity in Nigeria. And I asked myself, I said, let me go into checking, to the extent that I started following the Jamaican Prime Minister on IG just to be seeing what is he really posting about Jamaica. You understand how the thing go? And I got this video, how he is organizing the country and trying to make the security tight. And he talked about like the Jamaican that we see today, the insecurity or the security is not like that of 10 years. And everything goes gradually. And let us just watch the video and hear it from the horse's mouth before we come back and put our own chingom. But before we go, I want to tell you guys that There is no country on earth that doesn't have the good, the bad, and the ugly. But at the end of the day, we should try and be talking about the little positivities that we see in the Caribbean or in the whole world. For now, let's go and watch the Prime Minister of Jamaica, what he has to say about we're going to watch several videos, but let's just go and watch this one first because I don't want to waste your time. Like my video, guys, as we move ahead.
Many of the talking heads and people who are seeking relevance in the conversation would seem to suggest as if the government doesn't know what it is doing. This administration in 2018 put out to the country a plan. It was called Plan Secure Jamaica. It's a comprehensive plan focused on 10 areas of national development. And that plan included the strengthening of the JDF to ensure that we have domain control. We can control our borders and our maritime space and provide effective support, latent support to the JCF. The plan required us increasing the number of security personnel that we have. So the complement of the JDF was increased from about 4,000. There are a little bit over 8,000 now. Same thing for the JCF. We moved the JCF from somewhere in the region of about 9,000 to now they are almost at their full complement of 14,000. We changed their communications, their transportation, their training, their doctrine, their leadership. The JCF today is not the JCF of 10 years ago. Totally different organization. Now I see articles being written about Jamaica militarizing. What nonsense. The truth is we have been very unsophisticated in our security arrangements. So unsophisticated that criminals had greater capacity to create mayhem than the security forces had to bring them under control. And there are those who are vested in seeing our security forces underfunded, under-supported. No criminal organization must have more capabilities than our security forces. And so under Plan Secure Jamaica, we put the money to back that. We weren't waiting for our overseas partners to say, here is something, or we'll help you with that. No. When it comes to security, you must take your own money and secure yourself. And so we took our own resources, the dividends of our good economic management. So for those people who talk about economy can keep you secure. Because no other government was able to do what we did in terms of the expenditure that we have made in the security forces. When we took over, we didn't have one operating offshore patrol vessel. Today we have several. The average person wouldn't understand the benefit of having that. But if we didn't have that, the influx of persons who would come in from other areas where there are challenges, for example in Haiti, would be huge. But because we made that investment well in advance of the situation in Haiti, Jamaica has consistent presence in those waters. You have been hearing about the number of interdictions at sea with drugs. That is what the security blanket gives you. You only know you're insecure when you don't have it. But when you have it, you take it for granted. But we made that investment. We made that investment as well in the intelligence capabilities of the forces. We are not going with a net to catch criminals. Our security strategies are sharpened because we have better intelligence. And more than that, you would have seen many crimes being committed. And within days, the police have been able to identify the perpetrator and bring them to justice because their investigative capacities have been increased as a result of the investments that we have made. For those who are late to the game, we have been at this for a very long time, making the investments, making the strategic moves, putting the right people in place to be able to be at this point where we can see results.
No criminal organization should have more capabilities. Hey, shout out to you, Mr. Prime Minister. That is how the thing go. No. You heard it from the horse's mouth. So for those of you who were asking about the insecurity in Jamaica, I'm not the one to tell you guys. I'm just here to bring this to you. And as I have said, there is no country in this world without crime. And he went further saying that there are people who try hard to see that they pass, like the insecurity in Jamaica continue to continue. According to Jamaican Prime Minister, they are not going without nets. You understand how they banga? They are not just going out there without the real net to catch the criminals. You understand? So they are prepared. They are prepared for the security of their country. I'm not the one saying it, is the Prime Minister of Jamaica. I'm just playing for you guys because some of you were talking about the crime in Jamaica and we don't know what is happening behind or how is Jamaica fighting its own crime. Every country, they are fighting for their crime. But some, it's not easy, as people always say sometimes. Oh, the crime is too much. If crime is already too much, before you tackle that plan, it has to go slowly. And according to him, the way it's going now, at least they are capable. You know, they have the resources, or how do I say, to catch those criminals. They are prepared that any criminal in Jamaica, it doesn't take long time before they detect you. And that is why you see in the first video that I played, where he's already planned that if someone is already like discovered here as a criminal, let it be that the whole Jamaican, like if you go to any police station, you are going to find that case. You understand how they think and how they banker. So for those of you who talk about too much, a lot of countries, not only Jamaica, they are a lot of, even in the Caribbean. I'm not here to mention countries, but I know countries that maybe they even have crime more than Jamaica. That's why I said that there is no country in this world that is perfect. If you want to talk about insecurity, we have it also back to back in Nigeria. I don't know of other countries. If your own is less, it doesn't mean that there is no insecurity in other countries, while in your country you think is 100%. It's not, though. You understand? And one thing that I really love about this, I watch a lot of videos about this Prime Minister of Jamaica. Is a guy, I'm just talking based on the videos I watch. I even want to react on these videos to yesterday. But since we are talking now, let me just talk about it. How he's so much investing into education in Jamaica. I don't know if it is only videos that I see online or these things are really happening. I saw him go to school children. I see him visited schools in Jamaica, make sure that things are working well in these schools. And he go ahead to appreciate the teachers in Jamaica. Like, you know, he feels like in Jamaica, or not only in Jamaica, in the whole world, teachers are underrated in the society. But he went ahead to appreciate these teachers and want to recognize them because the job they are doing is what leads us to our future. Let us watch that video, guys.
Teachers, you prepare every other profession, and therefore you should and must be a profession and recognized as such. You nurture the values, the discipline, and the curiosity that hold up the fabric of our community. Many years ago, in my former reincarnation as Minister of Education, I attended a seminar in the United States. It was a seminar promoting technology in education. And the presenter, we were all ministers of education and senior technocrats in education all gathered at this seminar. I believe it may have been sponsored by Microsoft at the time. And the presenter came up to the lectern and he said to us, "Can any of you tell me what is the greatest invention in education?" Can any of you tell me what is the greatest invention in education? If you know the answer, don't tell me. Allow me to make the joke. But of course, we were all racking our brains. We are in a technology seminar, so we are all thinking about technology. And of course, today, the answer could have been artificial intelligence. And we were giving him all kinds of answers. You know, the computer, the slate, all kinds of answers. And he said, the greatest invention in education is the teacher. Think about it. Who is the teacher? Now, you will say it's the one who instructs, who imparts knowledge. But it's if you look at it from its original, the first teacher would have been the person who discovered something, but was not selfish in the discovery. Whatever he discovered or she discovered that was of value, they made it a point of duty. So then it became a moral issue to share the knowledge with someone else. But more than that, to see to it that the benefit of the discovery was passed on.
And you see what he's saying have a lot of sense. Teachers, you prepare a lot of profession. Every profession in this world, every profession you want to talk about in this world is coming out from teachers. And they also have to be recognized and be a profession. He himself, he said he was Minister of Education. If you see, it is not only in Jamaica. Wallahi guys, I'm telling you, if you want to talk about poorly paid job in some African countries, like in Nigeria, some poorly paid job, some people that like they're going to die wretched in their profession, mostly are teachers. So we have to respect this profession. We have to recognize this profession. That this profession, no wonder it's now after watching this video, I really understand why this Prime Minister of Jamaica stood on education like that. I asked myself, I saw him with little kid in schools. I don't know if I'm making a mistake. It feels like he loves children very, very well because he was really comfortable in the mix of these children and tried to teach them something. He visited some, I think, also secondary school or something like that. And in that school, guys, you have to see the school is beautiful. Computers everywhere. That is why I always say, you know something? Don't just look at your country in terms when it say that, okay, maybe there is crime or something. Don't look at the bad things that happen in your country, but you have to look at the good things that is coming out of your country, because there are countries that you might be thinking your country is bad, but you don't know that there are countries that are worse than your country. A country that the president is or prime minister is not fighting for the good of that country, guys, you can forget about that country. There are countries that I always compare to our country, Nigeria. Look at the Prime Minister of Jamaica standing with their country, talking about how they are going to tackle insecurity in Jamaica, telling people how they have planned their nets to catch the criminals. Go back to Nigeria and see. I think our African leaders, they need to learn from other people. It's just now that you will see that Traore has come to try to change the narrative a little bit in his country. Like, as I'm speaking with you guys now, when you want to talk about insecurity, in Nigeria, you will see, you wake up in the morning and you go to a village, you see dozens of people dead, gone. Someone has come and unalive the whole village. And you will hardly hear the president talking and speaking on how to tackle the insecurity in a country. You understand? Let's go back about this educational system, or how the Prime Minister of Jamaica stood his leg as a former Minister of Education. You know, when you have been into something, you begin to value that thing. He knows what teachers give out. And he knows that they don't receive or get what they deserve by training or bringing out every other profession into this world. How do I say it? Anyway, guys, let's see if we are going to watch some of his speech.
When we took over the government in 2016, we said to the people that we are going to build a partnership for prosperity. Before then, the only thing that was preached to the people of Jamaica was about poverty. We love the poor, and essentially the policies were just to keep people poor. And we decided that we needed to change how Jamaicans saw themselves. Yes, we may have shortcomings. Yes, we may be materially poor, but that should never stop us from being aspirational, from seeing ourselves as being people with great potential, a people who were promised and destined by God to be a prosperous people in a prosperous country. And so we changed this business about poverty, not to neglect the poor, not to forget poverty, but to make a commitment that we can end absolute poverty in Jamaica. And that was the commitment. And therefore, the political organization that I lead and the political philosophy that I espouse, it's a positive one.
God bless you, Mr. Prime Minister. As he was speaking, guys, I was smiling and it was sweeting my belly. And I was seeing myself like, oh my God, I'm already a Jamaican. You understand how the thing goes? When I see this thing, when I see people speak and think sometimes the way I used to think, and I'm harsh on our brothers and sisters in Africa, what did he say? Even if the world want to teach you or show you that you are poor or you were brought up into poverty, don't let that thing bring you down, because you as a person, you can change the narrative and make your country a better country for yourself. You can change the narrative, the poverty in your country. Don't let what people say, oh, Jamaicans are poor or Jamaicans are what. Be resilient in you and believe in yourself that you can make that thing. You can turn the table around. You understand? Because sometimes if we see ourselves, a lot of people will say, oh, I was not born with a silver spoon. You know, all these things, we are here to learn out of it. We are not just listening to these things and say, oh, Mr. Prime Minister, look at how you have spoken. Wow. We need to put it into action, because there is one of his posts that we are going to watch again. I never even thought about watching it. That there is no vision or dream that you are not supposed to bring it into reality. So back to the poverty of, making our mentality to see all ourselves like already we are in this poverty and we cannot change the narrative. No, we can change that and we can make our countries, our places a better place. That is what the Prime Minister of Jamaica is telling his people. They have to work hard for themselves. Be resilient. Trust in yourself that you are able, that you can change things. No matter what people see you, no matter how people see you, or no matter in what kind of condition you were born into this world, you can be Prime Minister tomorrow. You can change your country. You can be something very, very big that will change everything around you. We are talking as individual now, not as a country. He is talking the whole of Jamaica. That before, Jamaicans were taught only about poverty. But now the Jamaicans need to work hard towards perfection, towards changing their country from that poverty mindset from other people. They can change it to another different thing. Are you hearing? So let us listen to that video again and maybe we call it a day. Guys, if you have not liked this video, kindly like the video of the Black Beauty TV as we move ahead into the banger. Bear with us because we are still trying to learn from Kenya, you understand, guys, to the Caribbean, to Africa. You understand? We're trying to make the narrative better. We're trying to make things balanced. We're trying to show the world that yes, we have that mindset of changing things. We don't need like people, they can say whatever they want to say. But if you know that, if you know your capacity, and if you trust in yourself, you can change the world and you can change a lot of things around you. Let's check it out, guys.
I made a note of Aisha's presentation, and in her presentation, she said that visions that are not actioned remain a dream. I thought it was very instructive. I don't know if she was throwing words at Tony. Jamaica is in a new phase of its development. We are not where we were 10 years ago. The macroeconomic stability that we have fought hard to secure is now bearing fruit in the form of increased investor confidence, both local and foreign. Today, projects like Kingston Gateway are not exceptions. They are becoming the norm. And let me be clear, did not happen by accident. It was by deliberate, instrumental, strategic, well thought out actions. Our administration has made a priority of the creation of an enabling environment through fiscal discipline, public sector modernization, resilience building, and now we are on the path towards the reduction of inefficiency and bureaucracy that is stifling growth. And I want to repeat that here to this gathering, because when you hear these words, you can immediately identify with the challenges you face in your own business operations. And we get the message.
It is what it is. That is the Mr. President. Visions that are not actions will remain dreams. What does that one tell you? If you have a vision, you have to put it into practice so that it will come to reality, so that it will not remain a dream. If you want to put on something, or if you want to do something in life, I brought this video just because of the mindset of how the people of Jamaica were being taught, to believe only about poverty. So that vision of changing the narrative, how are you doing about the vision? Do you want that vision to come to reality? Or do you want the vision to remain a dream? As it ginger us, that is how it's gingering my belly. You understand? And before I call it a day in my video, I see what to say. Because I told you guys that these days, I'm not doing long videos. But long videos will come when we gather ourselves with the banger. For those of you, or for that person that say, we love Jamaican music, but we don't want to be there. We want to be there. If you don't want to be there, say it to yourself. I want to be there in those blue beaches. I want to go there. I want to go and see it with my own korokoro eyes. Not 4 o'clock eyes. So we want to be there. There is no country without crime. Here in Europe, some people, they are even chuki themselves. You understand? In America, the same thing. A lot of crime. In the other Caribbean countries, islands, there a lot of crimes are happening. You understand how they think on how they banker? So crime is not only in Jamaica. And what do you even think? A country that welcome. Yesterday after my video, I saw people dropping even on the comment section. That is why guys, I've read your comments too, but you have to know how very busy I was busy at my work. So I could not really organize to answer all my comments, but I always read my comment, and I'm going to still come back and answer all of you. You understand? I went into the comment section, went back to check that comment, and this is what the person said. The person said, there are 3 million people living in Jamaica. So we have more tourists visit the island than what is living in there. So tell me guys, a country that 3 million, the real people living in the island are 3 million. And then in a year, they welcome 4 million people. A country that people are dropping and dropping and dropping, visiting and visiting and visiting. You understand? So tell me, you are going to get different kinds of human beings. That is exactly the way, how many million people are living in Nigeria. That is why there is a lot of crime. There's no way you will tell me a country that has that welcome a lot of visitors, how crime no go be. It will be. The only thing is to tighten the security. The only thing they have to do is to work more on the security of that country, just as their prime minister have said that they are working very tight to make sure that any criminal activity in Jamaica should be brought to light. And when you are caught, know that your own is another banger. You understand? So that is how the thing go. Thank you guys for supporting the Black Beauty TV. I love you from the depths of my heart, and have a wonderful evening. Subscribe to the Black Beauty TV as we move ahead. Thank you, and God bless you all. Bye-bye.